welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well out there. And this is a video about the case for physical media. I've done kind of one similar to this in the past. This is an impromptu video. This wasn't planned. I was sitting downstairs doing some designs, and I was just, it popped into my head just to kind of go through some physical media that you may own as well, some things you may have held on to. The reason why physical media, I mean, I've talked about this a lot, especially in all the videos I've done about the case for physical media. But the reason why somebody like me and many of you out there love physical media is because you own it. On digital, I've said this before, digital is very convenient because it doesn't take any space up in your home. You don't have to worry about finding shelf space, which I am severely lacking in, but we're going to remedy that in the next couple months here at the house. My wife and I are going to be installing cabinets where I'm going to be able to put my movies and be able to display them in a way that they're more organized than they currently are. I used to be way more organized. It's gotten crazy. I have stuff just stacked in the closet. I don't have a whole lot of room, but we are going to remedy that over the next couple months. But I went digital for a small time. I've shared this before. When we lived in Massachusetts, I started buying stuff on iTunes. I got away from CDs, which I still have a ton of CDs from the past that I've kept that my son is now utilizing. And I started buying a lot of stuff on digital like a lot of folks did. Again, it's very convenient. It takes up no space in your house. But the problem is, as we found out over the years, where your digital stuff that you own on some of these platforms can disappear, depending on contracts. If the streaming service loses a contract with a company, your movies can disappear, or your music can disappear, or your video games, as some of our PlayStation folks out there found out, that you could lose some of your stuff on there as well. So if you own physical media, they can't take it from you. You own it, you can pull it out, listen to it, watch it whenever you want, or play the game whenever you want. Although I know the video game, I'm not a gamer, my son is, but I know the video game industry is getting away from physical copies, which kind of sucks, because then you're stuck if they decide to pull that game. But so I got back into physical media big time, especially once we moved to North Carolina 9 years ago. So my collection has exploded over time, and some of it's been upgrading to 4Ks, and I've loved the 4K format. It really brings out the true film nature of some of my favorite classic films, and even the new films that come out. Although most new films are shot on digital, except for a handful of filmmakers like Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, and whatnot. But I think 4K has been great for the industry. I think the prices have gone out of hand, I will say, but I think it's been a great thing for film buffs like myself and others, like my good buddy Dale_A, and a lot of other folks out there that love physical media. So this video is just like, I want to hear down below, how do you own your physical media? Do you still have, especially when it comes to movies, do you still have VHS tapes? Do you still have your DVDs? I have a whole big metal case filled with DVDs. I've kept some cases for some of my DVDs, which I'm going to show off here. But a lot of them, I got rid of the cases and I put them all in this metal case, kind of with the plastic sleeves. Just to save space, because we were moving, limited space, okay? So I had to get rid of some of my old cases, which I regret now, but what's done is done. But I still have the discs themselves. But let me know down below, how do you own your physical media? Do you still have VHS tapes? Do you have a VHS player? I have a VHS player that my parents had given me. They had one that still worked. It's a DVD VHS combo. So we are able to watch VHSs, which I still own a handful. I used to have a ton back in the day, but now I only have a handful, which I am going to show off. Some of the ones that I love owning. But anyway, let me know down below, how do you own your physical media? What's your preferred method? I prefer watching in 4K. I think the 4K format's been wonderful. And again, I know digital is more convenient, and I don't blame anybody for going digital. I'm a big fan of owning it, though, having it in my hand. I can pull it out whenever I want. I can watch it whenever I want, just in case it disappears off a platform like Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever you watch on a regular basis. This is one that I'm glad I have, but we are getting a 4K of this movie sometime in the nearest future. I don't know. They keep saying it's coming, and then you don't hear any word about it for a while. But I have this on VHS. I also have a Blu-ray copy that I had bought, but Fright Night 2, which I know is highly coveted out there. There's a lot of us Fright Night 2 fans. It's a terrific sequel. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. It goes in and out of streaming services sometimes, but usually doesn't hang around long. I have a VHS copy of this, and it works, but I do have a Blu-ray copy as well that I bought. It was a at order like fulfillment. It wasn't like they didn't have a bunch in stock. Like you ordered it and then they burn it on a disc and send it to you. And the transfer is pretty good, but I am excited for a true release 4K style. They showed some of the artwork they're working on. I'm looking forward to that. So when that comes out, I'll definitely upgrade to 4K. But I still have this VHS tape. And if you've never seen Fright Night 2 and you're a fan of the original, this is a really, really cool sequel. So check it out if you get a chance. Another VHS I have, it's a newer film, but my son loves it and so do I. And you can get these off of Death by VHS, which is a great site that does have some cool products on there. And I got this on VHS Thanksgiving. This movie almost feels right to watch on VHS. I do have it on 4K, and watching on 4K is great, but this movie almost lends itself to watching on VHS. But yeah, Thanksgiving is another one I have, but I do have this on 4K as well. And then of course, the classic John Carpenter's Halloween. This is the old Anchor Bay VHS. I used to own this, and then I bought it again off eBay for like $10, but I do have this on Blu-ray, the Blu-ray box set, which I'll show in a second. And I also have it on 4K because I love this film. And the 4K is beautiful if you don't own it. The Screen Factory 4K is really well done. But yeah, this is the old Anchor Bay special edition VHS that they released, I think back in 2000 or 1999. I can't remember the exact year. I'd have to do a deep dive. But yeah, I have this one, Halloween, on VHS. Another VHS, I'm not going to show them all, but Grizzly from the 70s. I also have this on Blu-ray. Grizzly, if you've never seen it, it's about a big grizzly bear tearing through a national park in Georgia. It's a pretty cool Jaws ripoff. It's one of the better Jaws ripoffs, and it's a lot of fun. So if you've never seen Grizzly, I highly recommend it. VHS or DVD wise, I've shown this off before, but the one I've held on to, even though I do have it on 4K, is the old Dawn of the Dead Anchor Bay Ultimate Edition. With all the cuts and the documentaries. This has a plethora of special features. This was like the creme de la creme when this came out, and I still have this, and this is one I'd never get rid of. And I do have the 4K from Second Sight. But the next one, which we're supposed to get a 4K of, and this is highly coveted because it hasn't really been released in a physical format in quite some time, at least in America, and that is Near Dark. This is the old Anchor Bay Special Edition, a DVD. I still have this, and I'll never get rid of it. And if you've never seen Near Dark, I do believe it's streaming on Tubi, so you can check it out for free. But Near Dark is a really kick-ass vampire movie directed by Catherine Bigelow, written by Eric Red, who gave us The Hitcher, who wrote The Hitcher movies, and then went on to direct Body Parts and Bad Moon. If you've never seen that, it's a pretty cool werewolf movie, very short, to the point, and has a really cool werewolf in it. Practical, except for a little CGI, which looks like shit. But anyway, yep, Near Dark's another DVD I have. I still have a bunch of DVDs. I have the MacGyver box set, season 1 and season 2. I have a bunch of other. I have some TV movies that are on DVD. So I still have DVDs, a bunch of DVDs, and I watch them from time to time. But speaking of, I showed these off before too. But DVD, like cool releases over the years. These were from Anchor Bay, and I don't know how many of you all remember these, but the tins they released. I did a video on this a couple years ago. Halloween 4, and it has a documentary on it, theatrical trailer. But these were cool, these tins that they released, Anchor Bay did back in the day. I also have Halloween 5, and it's funny, this release also has that scene that they made a big deal out of on the 4K with Dr. Death. It actually is on this DVD from way back when Anchor Bay put it on here. So I saw that scene a long time ago, and anybody else who had these, you could watch it. And this has a documentary on it as well about the making of the film. The other one, I have the Hellraiser 1 and 2 tin. And I also have From Beyond. That's in my closet, but I couldn't find it to do this. So yeah, I also have this as well. And then if we're going to stay on the Halloween train, obviously the coveted Halloween box set, I have that one as well. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 on 4K. And the new ones, David Gordon Green trilogy on 4K. But yeah, that's some of the ones that I could go through a ton. I have so much stuff, but I just wanted to talk about physical media and why we love physical media, why I love physical media. I love having this stuff in my hand. It's a cool keepsake to have, especially something like this, or the Dawn of the Dead Ultimate Edition, stuff like that, or some of the VHSs. I mean, I don't go crazy with VHSs. I mean, I have a VHS player. Me and Troy watch them once in a while. I don't go crazy on them. I know my buddy Phil over at the Spookhouse podcast, he sells VHSs. So if you're interested, reach out to him over on Instagram. He goes and does he sells a lot of VHS tapes as well. And whenever he does a show, he has a bunch for sale. Phil's a cool guy. If you reach out to him, tell him Brian sent you. Phil's awesome. Check out his podcast as well on his YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't know. This is one of those videos I just felt like talking about physical media. I love physical media. My son's gotten into vinyl records. He has all my CDs. We pulled them out of storage, and he has a combo record player, a cassette tape player, and CD player. I got him some good speakers for it, so he sits up here at night playing video games, listening to music. He was last night until like midnight. So, you know, physical media, I just love it. Again, if you were into digital, more power to you. I get it. It's convenient. It doesn't take up any room, but they can take it away from you. These they can never take away from. And also, at least on the movie side, the 4Ks or the physical media copies look better than the digital copies. It's just the discs can give you a better image, better sound. I'm sure eventually digital will catch up, but as of right now, it has not. It looks good, don't get me wrong. It looks sharp. It sounds pretty good, but the discs are still better up to this point. And that's kind of, again, it's more about owning it, having something in your hand. People like myself like that. And again, you'll always have it, and you'll always have it to pull out. And if you ever go on streaming and you want to watch a movie from 20 years ago, if you own it, you can just pull it out and watch it instead of paying $7.99 to rent a movie that's been around for 30 years. But that's it. Just a meandering video on some physical media stuff. I love physical media. Obviously, it's why I do the series, The Case for Physical Media. I'm going to have another video up this coming week for Blue Thunder. I have that Arrow 4K coming. I'm going to watch that this week. I'll do a video on that. Check out my video I just did on Soldier, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, starring Kurt Russell. Had a lot of fun doing that one and revisiting that one. I have the old Blu-ray, but that 4K looks spectacular, so I highly recommend it. I just watched Send Help last night on the 4K disc, and it looks amazing. As you would expect, it's a brand new movie, but on 4K, and the sound, the Dolby Atmos track was amazing. But that's it. Just a quick little meandering, although it's not that quick, meandering video on The Case for Physical Media. For some fun stuff, and like I said, down below, let me know. How do you own? Do you still have some VHSs? Hell, do you have Betamax still? That was a thing, or Laserdisc. I never owned any Laserdiscs. I didn't know anybody with a player. I've seen movies on Laserdiscs, but nobody I knew owned them or had a player, so that wasn't something I never was familiar with. It was mostly VHS back in the day, and then DVD when it came out, and obviously Blu-ray won out over HD DVD, and then 4Ks. So, but let me know down below. What's your preferred method? How do you own your movies? Is it digital? Whatever. There's no wrong answer. It's just preference. I prefer physical media. There's no wrong answers here. But that's it. I hope you're having a great weekend. But until next time, bye.